whose stripes and bright stars through perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, where snow gallant fleets streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say those that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. On the shore dimly seen, through this colony, where the foes are evil, in that silence reposes. What is that which the breeze on the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches thy gleam on morning's first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines on the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh, long may it wave, o'er the land of the free, and the realm of the brave. Oh, be it ever free and shall stand between their love, and what was desolation, blessed with victory and peace, made and rescued land, raised a power that hath made and preserved us the nation, and all the
Good morning. So I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us here. This beautiful morning here is 10 a.m., 10:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you know, is the independence anniversary of this beautiful country that we are in, what it means to be an independent nation. So what are we talking about? And with what, 22 days to go, Liberia will also be observing her independence anniversary. How will you, as a Liberian, will celebrate this day? These and many more, and some of the news making headlines in Liberia and parts of the world, we will take a complete survey here. I know it's usual to have a so this beautiful day here, and we talk to you as our viewers and listeners. We also give you the opportunity to also send a shout out to you on this Independence Day. Just do us a favor, just share the link, and you can potentially form part of the conversation. What I guess and no guess, if there's any failure, we still have the obligation to you as our viewers, as our follower listeners, to keep you abreast, and we can just turn it off. We say it's Happy Independence, Susie. Lamidant, Marjot, Danint, McKinney, and all of you joining. I am your host and presenter this early morning here in the East Coast, 10:09 Eastern Standard Time, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Good morning. There you go. Let's get this.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. On the shore dimly seen through the mist of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. What is that which the breeze on the towering steep as it fitfully blows?
Okay, there you have it there. That's the entrance of the United States of America. As this observe this day, we want to say good morning and happy Independence anniversary to the gallant men, the women, the presidents, and the people of this country for keeping the homeland safe. We're still making plans to see if our guests will come here, but whatever the situations, we are capable of handling and taking on conversation. Jerry Bacon is joining me in this Independence Day. I'm not sure whether he started a cookout or is already done, or the grill is rolling in the backyard so that we can pass there and grab some emergency food to go. Well, let me bring in to Mr. Bacon. Our guest, hopefully, he's still working on plan to be here, but let me just bring in Mr. Jerry Bacon is here this morning. We're doing what? Rare this morning here. Let me see here. Are you a Baroga?
No. The invisible.
Your eye, man?
Yep.
A membership or just?
Oh, no, affiliation. We have full membership from Liberia all the way here.
Or you don't pay the just self member?
That's just, and I know about our business.
Oh, I'm glad you know that. Okay, our guest is still working out. I'm not sure what is going on, but notwithstanding, we get the information out there, so we are obligated to come here to have this sort of conversation, no matter what it is. Talking about independence, ours is also your country, my country. Today is the 4th. So meaning 22 days to go to the independence of the Republic of Liberia as well. USA, Liberia, other than kind of share the same month of independence. That is it's historic. So how are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm still suffering for the cold, but at least when you see the link, when the CEO will call you, I say, when they call you for duty, there's no excuses. You just gotta put on something and come for the duty. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. I think I will be a little conciliatory of you as compared to your God, the liberal, who is still, for whatever reason, his own doing, the aftermath of his own doing get him to be where he is. So he's responsible for himself, whatever it is. What's going on in your area this morning? So
Oh,
I've not gone outside to see how it looks like.
nothing,
It's a
nothing.
quiet. A lot of fireworks last night.
Yeah, really, this morning I'm not doing anything. I saw the link. I said, okay, you know what? To brush my teeth, put something, come downstairs and start doing with the show. But however, today, maybe this evening or not, let my son come and see what we going to do anyway. So, well, today I'm happy to be here, and it's our Independent Day. So let's celebrate and enjoy.
Independence. Let's have a conversation in case if the guests come, that's fine. If not, we are capable of handling stuff right here on LPR. That's the sort of part. We'll say good morning and good afternoon. We'll say happy 4th to the rest of the folks that are joining us, even if you're in the US, if you're in Liberia, there's some sort of shared commonalities. Anything coming from up the hill here is a lot because the rest of the world looks for stability in the US. I could be wrong. You could bring me to that point in terms of economic stability, growth, stable society. Because if there's anything in terms of instability, it trickles down to other countries, tier world country, because USA is a powerhouse in terms of providing aid to organizations, countries as well. And so when it becomes more or less tension packed here, the possibility of putting halt to those things and concentration would be less. That is a concern. So obviously, whether you like the policies of Uncle Saint, everybody hope for some sort of stability. Beyond that, family members live here, and people always reach out to their families, not only on holidays, not only on big days, but every other time for assistance. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, no contrary.
Oh, that's the first time you agree with me. Wow. I think the liberals.
Today Independent Day. Today's Independent Day. We'll pour out the residents. So
The independent voice,
Independent Day.
the moderate, the moderate are doing what is right as compared to these Massachusetts liberals, who always they. My guess you're a fan of Elizabeth Warren.
I enjoy her. I do. Yeah, I'm a fan of her. I like her.
Are you a fan of Elizabeth Warren?
Yes.
Oh,
Vividly. I am.
oh, I see where you come from. Now I know. I've been trying to figure out how to really get this out of you. Now I know exactly.
I like the late candidate. I like what her name? Elizabeth. So these are the people. I mean, I admire their leadership within in the Senate. But his soul rest in peace, Ted Kennedy.
Yeah.
I used to love that. I used to admire him. I loved him a lot before his death. So
Who Ted?
Oh yes, there you go.
So why he is? I want to be, if not, or one of the longest lives, one of the longest servants, senator. But when that happens in our countries, let's digress a little bit here. We're still making way to see whether the guy who want to be president to come here, computer or acting up and stuff like that, system, whatever. Like you won't go in the Oval Office and you get everything like that. But his folks are contacting me in Liberia, going to see what happened. But if that was in the case of Liberia, we frown on people being in office for overtime. So what is the difference with that? Is it that our people are not doing the right thing and these people are doing? I'm not sure what the case. You see, like Senator Johnson, and this is what, second or third term? This is second term, right?
The third term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the possibility, we don't want anybody tapping into our leader. Who knows? 2029, who knows whether he want to see re-election. Is that a problem?
Well, yes and no. Yes, an issue when you are elected. You see, let me come to this.
What do you mean yes or no? Are you?
No, let me give it. No, let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. I'll give it to the Independent Day. Here's the thing. You see, let's use Ted Kennedy as one of the long serving senator or chairman from South Carolina. They used to call him the dean of the Senate because even the representative from Mexican, they call him dean of the House. Dingo, yeah, who just died and well took over from him, when he died. But it's the impact you make into the society that's why important. Yeah, the impact you make into the society. It's not the longevity and thing, but the impact you make into the society, and people begin to look at you and say, "Oh, this is what an individual is doing." So that's the difference between the West. Let's look at Senator Johnson in Nima County, which of course I'm part of for Nima County, Lower Nima County, but the impact the individuals make in a state. And Ted Kennedy was not just an individual. Ted Kennedy would pick up the phone and he would call the port, and the port would pick up the phone because he had built our legacy. He had built our legacy, and despite his brother was a former president, but he emerged as an individual on his own. And the Republicans used to beat on him. The same way they beating on Pelosi right now. So these are the people who, listen, let me go. Obama was running before he died. He said, "The dream shall live on, the thought shall be passed to a new generation." He could have endorsed Hillary Clinton, but it's a new generation. Well, listen to his speech. That's what he said. So we have to develop for the generation. It's not just you.
Okay, let me welcome Mr. Collins here, because what you're starting this morning, hopefully you can end it up and do not sweep it on the wayside. New generation. I will also be eager to know what it is a new generation inside our country we should pass. Terry, good morning. Happy 4th.
Yeah, happy 4th to you guys, Mr. Bacon.
Yeah. Hopefully our guy will still come, but this is the trouble this guy is initiating this morning, early 4th morning, passing on the torch to the new generation. So the question now becomes, are we in the new generation in our own country, in Liberia? You have the right to discuss it, not to discuss it, because you are also good of avoiding stuff that you feel very uncomfortable to talk about, and you put on your bulletproof jacket and bring in a conversation that we will all go with. So happy 4th. What's going on in Minneapolis today? What's happening in your neighborhood?
Well, people firing firecrackers. That's what's going on. Since last night, they've been bombarding the area, making us reflect on the war in Liberia. But anyway, that's a good conversation you have going. Liberia is, like I said the last time, Liberia is not a genuine country, and I still stand by that. Leadership come and go, but leaders have not been able to stand up to it, to challenge the system, to do what is right, and all of that. And that is where we find ourselves. I was listening to Honorable Darius Dillon. He came out of the box finally, and he began to narrate his story. But will the people buy it? Liberia have a tendency.
How many times these people will always come with this political correctness? But anyway, these are your guys. So every time they do these things, you come and you justify their action, you explain, and that's what set us apart. We as the independent on this movement. The moderates and not the moderates, these liberals. Now I get to know this guy is a fan of Elizabeth Warren. I see why his talking point, but it's about to be proportional. 2 independent voices, 2 liberals. Oh, this is interesting. Our guest is here, so we will be having a fascinating conversation. In the meantime, let me bring in Dr. Mali Jones.
Oh, Dr. Mali is dressed like a Congo man. You see, you put yourself,
safari.
You talk about us the day, and now you let you hear now.
Okay.
Jones is a Congo name. Where you got that name from? That Jones name is not a native name.
Yeah, he was poking on you yesterday, right? With this Collins. This is the
Yeah.
guy who was talking about culture. You see, he dressed like Bob Willie this morning.
But these are Bob Willie doctrine. You know,
That is the culture. It can move
Bob
in
Willie-
the
Bob
blood.
Willie-
We make sure that it enter your blood. We're not taking it, not going nowhere.
What we're going to do, guys, good morning, happy 4th. Our guest is here. He's backstage. I want to usher in very shortly. This is the guy who wants to be the president of the Republic of Liberia. Maybe I will try to be nice to him to be his running mate. You never know.
Oh, wow.
That would be very interesting. Okay, it's, the Rev.Philips Blamo is joining us from the city of Connecticut, right here in the USA, a country it's a constitution state, right? Guys, just pause a little bit. We're about to get a move show right on the way. Good morning. Welcome, guys. Hold tight. Our senior analyst, Tara Collins, is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Dr. Malice Jones is right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. And of course, Jared Bacons, one of the Washingtons, they are here. Our guest is here. Let's go right to Connecticut and usher in our guest as we are about to get this program on the way. There you see the People's Restoration Movement of Liberia. How many movements do we still need in that Liberia? More to come. This is just the beginning of the show. The Rev.Philips Blamo. Blamo is joining us from Connecticut, right next neighbor to me. So man, they gave me ticket one time, man. They don't joke on the highway. When you're driving, you're going through Connecticut, be careful. The police, the state trooper, they have their machine in the car. No going, you will pay a rate. That credit card, you got to send for 8 years. Okay, so Reverend, good morning. So welcome. Happy 4th.
Good morning. Thank you very much for welcoming me, and also thanks to all the panelists and everybody. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be on your show today.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have a conversation. Yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear. We're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
We anticipate to be a cordial one. Tough question. Let me just give you a little bit heads up here. We are the two independent voices on this network. You have Jerry Bacon, he's one of the Washingtons. You have Terry Collins, he's another Simon Washington. Dr. Mally Jones and myself, we are the two independents try to make conversation fair, balanced. We give people the opportunity to explain, to tell their narrative. Do not mind these guys. They're going to be asking some questions to suffocate you, but we are here to do what is right. Good morning. Good to have you here. Finally, it works out. What's going on in Connecticut today?
Well, everything is good. You know, we have a big Liberian community here in Connecticut. The day is cool. The Liberians, they are planning to have a cookout, fundraising cookout. The Liberian Community Association is planning to have a cookout to sponsor the Liberia Independence Day. So I think we use this day, you know, for a cookout to raise funds to celebrate our July 26th Liberia Independence Day. So that's what's going on right now in Connecticut among the Liberians. Yeah.
Where are you raising the fund, the money? Where are you going for yourself, or you're going to send it to where? Or the organizer? I'm not sure whether you are one of the organizers. Have you, as one of the prominent community leaders, that what are they raising this fund for? They're raising fund. People always raise it. We don't know what happens, and ultimately the raisers tend to be the beneficiary themselves. What are they raising this fund for? We'll soon get to the nature of this conversation this morning.
Yeah, I'm still part. I used to be the president of the former president of the Liberian Community Association. So I'm still involved one way or the other. Usually when we planning to have our Independence Day, we will also do like a fundraising program, like having cookout and other stuff, so we can generate some funds for the big independence, for the Liberia Independence Day. So that's how we do it. You know, we raise some funds before the Independence Day itself. So that's what we're doing, and we use this beautiful occasion to do that too. You know, celebrating the 4th of July at the same time, you know, raising the funds for our coming Independence Day.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's get to the main issue here. Independent before we go, because this is a very huge day. I don't know why this day was selected for you to come on LPR, but ultimately we'll get to know. The analysts are here that will form part of the conversation. So we'll try to maintain there's a respectful conversation always here. We don't humiliate our guests, but we ask some tough questions, but you are at liberty to plead the fifth just in case you do not want to answer the questions. That's okay as well. Independence here, let's just draw our audience through here. This day, independence, assuming this was Liberia, what would it mean to Rev.Philips Blamo? What is independent? What is your own understanding of independence?
In reference to Liberia, you're talking about?
Well, let's take a holistic conversation. Any country, I don't want to limit it.
Yeah, independence to me is that independence to me, I think I think Liberia, yes, politically we are independent, but socially, economically, we are still dependent. And if you are dependent economically, you know, socially, that means you are not really independent. Because if you look at our history, if you look at what is going on now, because independence means free, you know, free, economic free, politically free, you know, free in a sense where you are self-reliant. You can do things on yourself. You can do things by yourself, and you can operate by yourself. But if you look at Liberia right now, politically, it looks like, are we really independent? We ask ourselves that question. Are we really independent? Because everything we do in our country, we need help from outside. And we have the resources, we have everything in there to be more self-sustainable, but we still go out. I'm not saying that we cannot, because no country is an island, but to the point where, you know, you depend on everything, you know, it's not really independent. So we need, and that's why, that's what that's one of the reasons why we coming up with this movement. Liberia, I know you're going to come up with it. The People's Restoration Movement, and not a political party, but a movement to give us that sense of dignity, a movement to give us that sense of pride as a nation. You know, it doesn't matter how big or small we are, but we have to take that responsibility, you know, as a nation, as a people. Man, how can you say you're independent and you go to Guinea to buy pepper? How can you say you're independent? You cross the border to go to even going to a part of the southeast. You have to pass through Ivory Coast, through another nation. How can you claim to be an independent country?
Let's hold you there. You have already let the cat out of the bed, and we will unleash. Morning, we say happy 4th. Samson, good to join us from inside Liberia. Samson W. We are journalists. I love that name. Okay, so let's bring our guys in. But you're back on Tara Collins, Dr. Jones. We are getting synopsis of the understanding from the Reverend independent. How can we go? Guinea, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and we are independent. So that makes it a little bit convoluted. My understanding, we are not fully independent because we're still there getting other things. And I see a name there, very interesting, the People's Restoration Movement of Liberia. I will start with you, Terry. Do you know the meaning of his name and where is it leading us to? Maybe the Reverend would more expand on it. But he was very crystal clear. He said it's not a political party, it's a movement. So he will distinguish what is it all about. Will it translate later on to political party? Possibly. I don't know. He will answer. What's your understanding with this name here?
Yeah, so the name, that's what you just came right directly to what I was thinking, because if we say restoration and he's a religious man, restoration means to restore. Do Liberia already need or restore somebody to restore, or we need somebody to create, to foster something new, something that will change the trajectory of the state? Do we really need, because we just saw the rescue team. You understand? The rescue team, we see the rescue team, we saw the democratic change, So, but from my perspective, something to restore something, it means something was dying and you brought it back to life. So, is that your vision? Is that what you want to do? Or you really want to create a situation where we take the country into a new trajectory?
Okay, you will answer. You want to do them by pieces, Reverend, because I want to get the other people view, or you want to do them by pieces just to keep you on track.
Yeah. Let me just get
So yeah, but what he didn't say,
yeah.
let me.
You see, if
I'm coming. I'm coming. 1 second. I told you right. We are the two independent guys on this network, Mr. Dr. Jones.
yeah, I like that.
So this guy, he just talked about the rescue team in Liberia, but he didn't tell us people are falling from the train that is also carry the tent to rescue us. But he left that part and it's done politically. I just thought of measuring that. So let me just come to you here. You heard his questions. Can you want to respond to him before I bring in the other guys?
Yeah, let me respond to him so we can kind of conflict. Yeah, restoration. Now, if you study the history of Liberia, if you know the history, I guess we all know the history of Liberia. What was Liberia position in the 60s, in the 50s at the time? Liberia were highly respected. They were honored. There were a lot of things people around the world they know Liberia about. We foster a lot of negotiation that brings into United Nations. We're part of the United Nations. We're part of the founding members of the United Nations. We're part of the founding members of now AU. We have a lot. Even in Ghana, Nigeria, our place, Liberia was used as a transit point. So we have a lot of stuff. But what causes we loses all of those things? You can never say people were begging to use Liberian passport. People were, using Liberia as a transit point. So that dignity, that pride was there. I'm going to restore, but we want to restore those dignity and proud how we were before. So that's what we say we want to restore, but you have to first of all restore the one, because our image is completely damaged. Now, it's not like Liberia in the 60s, in the 50s, when you're traveling, oh, you from Liberia? They look at you special. They look at you, good. But since the war, people mess everything up. So we were thinking that politicians were going to come and at least restore the stuff, because you cannot bring development in your country when you still have those bad repetition, when you're not restoring those stuff before you can bring development into your country. So we have to restore our dignity. We have to restore our pride as a nation. Then, of course, we can go on the way of bringing all of this rescue stuff and all. So we're putting the cart before the house, and that's what's happening. So that's what the restoration is all about.
Follow up.
Yeah, can you jot that down?
Yeah.
Let me just now you, Mr. Collins, just put that down. Let me welcome Samson David. We are journalists. He's here. I believe he's joining us from Liberia. Let's see what his positions in the conversation whether he's part of the movement, and what specifically it is it. So, Samson, you want to unmute yourself, please? Good morning or afternoon for your end.
Good afternoon from my end here in Liberia. And good
We
afternoon.
we having a background noise from your end. I think there are other people there. They're talking.
Yeah,
So
I have to.
okay, so we will meet you a little bit if you something. Mr. Collins, I don't want you to lose track. Just jot your question down here, and I want to give the other guys the chance because he's here. I'm still trying to wrap my head what we're going to what the restoration is all about. Dr. Marley Jones.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, we had rescue, people falling from the rescue train, breaking their neck, going to Fort Military Hospital. They can't get treatment, flying them to Ghana, going to other places. People finding explanations to why the train is moving the way it's moving. Yeah, we are, and I don't know whether it's a train or it's a boat to restoration again. Yeah, we are with it coming from Connecticut all the way from US. It's going to go miles and miles away into Liberia. What's your definitions of this? You listen to the Reverend here. What are you gathering from there?
First of all, I want to take my hat off to the Rev.Philips Blamo for getting on the platform tonight, and for us this afternoon, rather, for us to share some ideas. We know very well the history of our country, and we have come a very long way. And he just provides some little synopsis about Liberia independence. And I would like to agree with him partly because in my own view and based on my own analysis, there are two different types of independence. They have an independence and an independence with substance. The American independence is an independence with substance. The Liberian independence is an independence on paper. I have not seen the substance yet. Probably we'll find another time to go into that. But let's now move to the real topic. And the Reverend said that this is not a political party. It's a movement. And we know from where we come from, and we know the background of our history. Most, if not a significant percentage of the grouping in Liberia. Oh, I think the Reverend is gone.
Yeah, they think that's supposed to restore or say, we care in the whole book.
So,
Jesus Christ.
Well,
let's see. Let me see if I can get back in. But,
yeah, because it's like if the people in Liberia are standing strong, they are rather carrying on the restoration than those of us here.
So, Dr. Jones, I don't want you to ask your question in the absence of the Reverend. Let me bring in something we are journalists. I don't know. I'm not sure whether you're part of this movement. Yeah, so SM, good afternoon from Liberia.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chief.
So
it is not. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to clarify, I'm not part of the movement. I'm an independent person. I'm a media man. So the Reverend just contacted me to be able to engage with the media. So likewise, I'm not in the movement, but somehow a part of the movement.
Oh God.
So the Reverend is back. Let me just conclude my statement.
Okay. Reverend, are you back with us? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Dr. Jones, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to, first of all, start by thanking the Reverend for his vision. Liberia is a place where so many of us have got a lot of vision coming from in different forms. And from the background of our history, most of the political parties start as a vision, start as a movement, start as advocates. Then later on, they metamorphose into a full-grown political party and begin to champion a cause. But my question to you, Reverend, is that How do you reconcile this movement? Will you being the man of God on the pulpit? Do you see conflict of interest heading the pulpit with disciples? Now you found a movement that believe in certain philosophy that is focused directly on carrying on restoration in Liberia for something you classify as missing in our history. And it's about time to bring this thing back. So I don't know whether do you see any conflict of interest as a man of God on the pulpit, hailing a group of disciples in your church and heading another movement that have got political undertone?
Okay. Let's give the Reverend.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. And for me, you know, as a theologian and also a pastor, our God, I know it will sound so heavy to some of you, but our God that we serve is a political God. God is the one that institute the society. He's the one that gave authority in the Bible. He said, go and multiply. Take charge is not only on the religious side of it, but it's also on the political side of it. But people don't see it. And the reason why the people are trying to get politicians, they're trying to get religious people out of the whole politics. Oh, you are not supposed to interfere. And that is the trick. But the whole thing is that the Bible says, when the righteous man lead, the people will be happy. Righteousness is not being perfect. How will I coincide this with my congregation? Because the authority is already there. And one of the things that God will do within this, the true, I'm a Liberian. I live all my life in Liberia, and I know the problem with us is justice. The God is the God of justice. And I have seen it. And I can tell you that I will rule with iron hand, but I will follow everything when it comes to the law of our land. And because the law is so weak, and because the law is so corrupt, and that's why people are going in there just to go and corrupt the nation. But I will use not only the Bible, we use every means, like I said before. Okay. Now let me give you a clear example. Like I was talking about Guinea. Okay. If we're going to buy pepper in Guinea, and the people taking the resources, the money, they go across the border, that means the putting giving Guineans more money, taking our money to buy pepper. And the same weather, the same conditions, the same agriculture soil we have in Guinea is in here. What I'm going to do, I just giving an example what I'm going to do as a president. You know, I will make sure and close the Guinea border with Liberia.
Yeah, President.
If I become president of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
Of Liberia, if I become president. These are some of the stuff he asked me the question. Okay, if I become the president of Liberia, the first thing I'm going to do, close that border between Liberia and Guinea, close that border between Liberia and Ivory Coast. Now, it doesn't mean it will be closed down permanently, but only, and before you close it down, you make sure that the agriculture ministry will make sure we boost agriculture production in Nimba or in Lofa or in Maryland, to make sure our people have all the access to grow their own food. You give them at least a year or two.
Hold on one second. You're closing down border. Before I bring in Jerry back, and there is this sort of solidarity. There is this sort of understanding, international protocols. Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, we have the Mana River Union, we have the ECOWAS. Before border is closed, there must be some sort of security concerns of neighboring countries by having these sort of high-profile conversations. I didn't hear you saying so you just go in now, you just going to close everything, and we don't know how you're going to open, how you're going to close it. Is it a sort of a territorial hand that you are taking because you want things fixed? But let me bring in Jerry back on. Jerry, back on.
Yes, sir. I've been independent there for everybody that watching, especially in the United States. So welcome. Mr. Blamo, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, are you?
All right. The wise man came from the east. So, see, in the east, let me just say welcome. And, you are nearer to me, Connecticut. It this
Okay, yeah.
all right, let me ask you the question. What is the difference between movement and political party?
Movement is political party is a set institution by politicians where organized stuff mostly for going into voting for they carry a particular leadership for a particular reason, like promoting their party interest. But the movement is there to bring in idea, conscientize the people about their right, you know, and putting it into a group for a particular cause. And the cause here for us, the movement here is that look, you know what? It is time for us, the citizen, to think. The whole government stuff is not only rely on politics or political party. We have the right. We make up the political party. The movement, like I give it an example. Okay, no, we want to grow our own food. We have the right to grow our own food. The politician, the politics will not dictate. Or we have the right to grow our own food. So we'll support this movement where pepper will not be brought from Guinea. Yeah, we will do that. We can support the movement where we'll not go to Guinea or we'll not go to Ivory Coast for banana. And the closing border issue is not um a savor issue. It's just for agricultural purposes. You know, we only allow food that we can grow in Guinea or that can be grown in Guinea. Yeah. So what is the need of us going to buy pepper in Guinea if we can make our own pepper here? So we will not allow pepper to come from Guinea. We will not allow pepper to come from Guinea if we can grow it here. So we'll make sure our people grow it here.
These
You get what I'm saying?
scenario
We're not allowed
stories.
banana.
Yeah, Reverend. Let me bring in Dr. Mali, and then Terry can follow up.
Well, can I do a no, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, these scenario stories, I've been hearing these things from time to time, politicians, clergy, people come in different forms, shape, closing these borders. There's also trade lane with these with the countries, both land by air and even sea, exchange of commodities. But here we are now to the Reverend. We'll get to the point here. Dr. Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Reverend.
from what I'm saying, because I did hear the Reverend talking about president. So quickly here, will this movement translate into a political branch, potentially to be seeking for the presidency of the Republic of Liberia? How are you going to be president? It's not a political party.
Yes, as the Reverend rightly said, that he said this is not a political party. But from what I'm hearing from the Reverend and looking at the history of Liberia, most of the in-house group can start as an advocate group, as a movement, and later on it grow into a giant political party with a specific philosophy. Now he has just told us about his philosophy here to restore Liberia. Now he's using the word president. So I want to believe strongly this is the movement that will become a political party from the analysis of the Right Reverend Blamo. And the panelists can bear me out. But this is my question to the Reverend. Why not use the church to restore the people of Liberia rather than a movement?
The church, good question. You see, restoration starts from the church. I am the church. So we're going into the political realm. We're going into the social realm because restoration is not only the church. The church is restored. The church is restored. So we have to make that impact into the society. And I can tell you, you don't have to be. I think our constitution made it clear. You don't have to be of a political party to run for the presidency. You don't have to be part, or you don't have to be into a political party to be elected as president. So we go with this movement. If the movement decide, and we don't have to go as a political party, it's an independent movement. And there is nothing in our world constitution or in our election law says that you must be a political party member before you can run as a president. No, the movement can take you in there. And that's some of the things, that's some of the breakthrough we want to bring in there. Let the people themselves, without political party, because we see too much in our country, too much political party. If somebody organize a party today, they win, they make sure that all of the party members, it's happening right now. About, oh, this CDC, who the one that brought it, no, that boy can't fix it. They're fighting all political party. Nobody concerned about the people. So we want to do away with the political party stuff and see, let the people themselves form the movement and do it themselves. And I can tell you the truth, the panelists, since I put this out, I see a lot of people agreeing. They're tired with the CDC.
Okay, we'll still be restorating. Let me bring in something here. So something. You kind of got me a little bit confused. You're independent, but they ask you to do what?
No, I wanted to ask question. You know, when the Reverend came down to Liberia, we had a first briefing with him, and there where he got contacted from each other. So sometimes when you have some press release, he will just share with me, and I'll be able to make it reach out to the public. So I got a question for the Reverend.
Or the cat ready here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. So
Yeah.
so Reverend, you care to tell us, you care to tell us, you know, what are the strategies that you can put in place to, you know, that you raise that mindset of on the Liberian that some people, political party will come with rescue, purple agenda, and you come in with restoration. So how are you going to, you know, convince the people to vote for you?
Yeah, and we had one liberation before, right? And we were not even liberated, and something went down the
Yes.
hill.
Yeah,
Now we
People
come.
Liberation Party. You come with
Ah,
restoration. So you got to tell us what are
No,
the
but you
strategies
see,
you have?
yeah, but yeah, this restoration is more. I think it will start from me. I always want to make sure that I, as a leader, is resurrected, because the restoration start with the mentality, the idea. You get what I'm saying? Or restore stuff. We have to restore our dignity, our culture. Now, for example, I gave the restoration. I gave a time. Okay, right, Liberia. We have
I feel what I would do restorated because they
The
train
network is very bad.
they train will leave me really sister river or not end up living
Right, Sister River.
you see, so it's
Oh, here we go. So why is the guy that in Liberia internet is stable and the man?
Thank you, read my mind. Thank you.
So how? What's the possibility of being restorated? This is kind of like something. Are you sure?
No, I'm a little bit confused about that. So
What the man ask you something? See, what
You
is
are
your
saying.
position? What is your position with the Reverend? Are you is he a journalist for him, or are you
Man,
a
I protege.
consultant? What is your position?
No, I'm not partisan. You know,
When I say partisan,
I'm a
I say, what is your
journalist.
position as a journalist? As a
Oh,
journalist, are you?
my,
Mhm. What is your position with him?
don't put me in trouble. So, okay, I'm I'm a journalist. You know, I'm a journalist. So, like, I work for Rev, you know, making sure that his story come out. Whenever you have press statement, you pass through me, and so maybe almost like I coordinating media for him, almost like PRO. So now, like, you know, now that I'm a
Protege,
pilot.
you
So,
protege.
so now your position now is a PR for him, or you just do it as a consultant? Let's get that straight.
Consultant.
Oh, okay. All right.
Are you being paid,
Somebody
Samson?
mentioned a consultant, so that means you've been paid.
Oh no, who knows?
No,
What
no,
are you doing?
no. Let me answer myself now.
Eh?
Let me answer. Not, you know, we do independent work, so we don't have to be paid for all these things. You know, just to
So you
get
doing
in
a
the
pro,
public,
so
we
you
don't have.
do, so you doing a pro bono. You doing a pro bono.
You know, that's not an issue. Yeah,
Oh no,
we
no.
have to do the work
We just want to clarify who are you to him. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who are you to him? That's what I'm trying to clarify. So you doing a pro bono.
Okay, let me see. Hopefully it's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yo,
He is fine. Well,
we'll take care of Samson right now. It's not a focus point. Let's
No. I just want to just to keep the
is
conversation
back.
going. Then he
Okay,
can come
yeah.
back.
I think it was actually somebody was asking me a question.
Yeah. I wanted to follow up on my question.
Hmm.
Can I go, Mrs. O?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
So, Honorable Blamo, right? I listen to you. When you look at the word restore, it means to restore something to a former state. So, like you're talking about movement, that means, are you trying to tell us that we're not going to have any more political parties? Because before, under the Congwa or so-called Americo-Liberian, there was a one-party system. And you talk also about all this thing about how you're going to be closing borders. These are new strategies. We never see that before. So I don't think it fit in the restoration you're talking about, because restoring something is me going back to the former state. Do Liberia really need a restorer right now? Because a restorer is to bring Liberia back to a former state. The past days that plunged Liberia into civil war, I don't think I want to go back to those days. I think Ellen helped us. You talk about how, on the international stage, we are not recognized. I think Ellen did pretty well with that, by bringing us up to speed with international community. Liberia put up the first president, the first female president. In recent time, President Weah were able to go through proper democratic process. Through the first time in our history, we're seeing the transitioning of power from one group of people to another. Don't you think that we are making progress instead of restoring us back to the former state of our life? Is that vision convoluted, or is there something I'm missing?
I think there's something you're missing. I think from where I come from as a religious person, we several times, if you look at the scripture of restoration, God himself told his people, I'll restore you. And he said, I'll restore what the locusts have eaten. That means there was something good about you that you were doing before, and I'm going to bring back those things. Because bringing back those things to make you start you on another level of moving forward. Now, this movement is I think is a movement that will pave the way for. We are not against political parties, but we want to pave the way that others will see, because right now the political role is messed up. We got this mentality, this old static mentality. Everybody thinking the same. As you can see, we're doing the same thing over and over and over. We're expecting different results. And if you go look like that, look what is happening with the CDC move from in power. Now we got a UP. UP is almost doing the same old stuff that CDC did. We can see it all of the time. And the change we are talking about there is the mentality, is the thinking. Until we can renew our mind, until we can have that self-confidence, until we know as a people. And that's what we're going for, to restore our mind to good things. Can just take for example, let me give you an example. Ghana and the Black Americans here in the United States, they don't have anything in common. Our country was really founded by the free American slaves. But you see, the American Black people are going to Ghana more than coming to us. But we have a close tie with them. So Ghana use the mentality, they use the mindset. They all have that one mindset, is to bring a change to the country. So they are together on that. But our mindset is to bring people down. And the government is not looking into that. But all they want is to come in, rule, do the same old thing, bring red price down, carry up, we'll do agriculture, and all the other stuff. Nothing happening. So we're not using our mind. The mindset of... Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me ask you, you're using some interesting words here, which some other political parties, leaders also coined during the process, doing the same thing over and over, and nothing is happening. This seems to be like getting the fishing hook of Alexander Benedict Cummings. Let me ask you, have you been or any associate with any of the political parties currently in the past or lately in Liberia?
I never joined no political party in my life.
Well, you were sympathizer.
I never joined
political. I mean, not join. You're sympathizer of any.
There is two different things. People try to hook me up with the CDC because I'm a crewman. Let me tell you something. I'm a nationalist. I am a nationalist. I believe in supporting a national government, regardless of their political affiliation, and I do that. So during early time, there was a lot of stuff. Even when Eddie came to the United States, she came to the United States. Huh?
So meaning you are pro-government, not necessarily against, but when the government is in place.
Yes. I'm pro-government.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, let me finish. Culture welcome. Happy for you all in your flights and stuff like that. I think you're already.
Yeah, but I think
yeah, let me finish with your point, then we're coming. Yeah, go ahead, Reverend.
Yeah, I'm a pro-government. I support government initiatives, which of course I can boast about it. So I'm not looking at party line. If you watch my post, if CDC, when they come up with good stuff, I support them. But people say, well, this guy, how can he be? Oh, he's a CDC, or we are, because we are from Grand Cruz, Sasstown, and I'm from Grand Cruz, Sasstown. If we check, I think we'll be somehow related. But I don't go on party level. There are so many stuff that the CDC government did that was very, very wrong. And I never, ever supported it. But if anything that CDC government was doing that is right, I would support it, because I'm a nationalist. I support national government. And that's the problem with Liberian people. If a party, we are not nationalists. We more glued to the party. Even if a national government does something good or bring in good ideas, be based on the party level, people will try to destroy it, because they're not looking at the national cause. They are looking on party, and it's happening right now. It destroys our country. That's why those guys are leaving one party to another party. Instead of following the national protocol, instead of following national policy, they are following political party ideology, and that's why destroying the country. So the restoration, we want to bring this one mind, and we'll be nationalist. It's a nationalist movement. Let people have. I'm not saying that you cannot be on your political side, but let us be. You see our country. I mentioned about Ghana. Go in Kenya. They have all the differences. But whatever when it comes, they're all on one side. But in that, we want to be a movement that will conscientize our people. And we will conscientize our people to be nationalists, to love their country. Yep.
Thank you so much. I will hold you there, Koto. Welcome somebody who I will bring you in. I know you settled that. At the same time, we can also get reaction from our onliners. We also like to include it. We always include in based on the questions, concerns. We always like to include it. Somebody was coming in before bringing Koto. Somebody was trying to do a follow. Is that you, Dr. Mali? Or
Yeah, I just will be my time. Anyway,
oh, you're a liberal guy. I'm looking for the independent voices of this network. I'm looking for people who, okay, Dr. Mali, who I don't want him to be like,
Yeah.
we putting aside on this
Yeah.
independent.
And besides that, we got a 20 in our midst.
Okay, so Mr. Bacon, do a follow up quickly, and I'll bring in Kato, and then to Dr. Jones and Terry Collins. Let's hear you.
Mr. Blamo, Rev. Blamo, knowing our history, the former president, 19th president, Winter R. Talbot, was a theologian, a pastor, a reverend. The former vice president was what's his name? Bishop Wonder. Bishop Wonder. My question to you is, are you running for president? Then, or you'll be running for president?
I will be. And the reason why is that to bring the change, you have to, especially you have the vision to lead. And one of the reasons why is that because the only one vision, you have to share the vision and leading. I don't want to be a president for namesake. To be a president that will set the pace that other leaders to set the pace that other leadership will follow, whether it's a 6 year, whether it's a 6 year or 12 year, set the pace that people will see. And this is what we want to do. The whole vision here is in Liberia.
Okay. I don't know what are the restoration here, whether it will restore or
The first impression, Uncle. The first impression is very bad.
But I mean, where impression come?
Okay, let me bring.
Oh, you cut me on now? I think I was explaining something.
Went off. Yeah, no, that your resolution line went off. Enough.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Now, most of the political party would tell the people, "Oh, I will build the island. I will make a coastal island. I will rescue." But this movement will not come with any promises like that. I can tell you, we're not going to come with. Yes.
But let me tell you to Robbie said.
Now, we're not going to tell you we're going to build out.
The care about the drawing itself.
Well, let me learn now, please.
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
What am I coming with? What we're going to do, our action, we already laid down our plan. Our action will tell you what we are going to do. And like I said before, we're going to restore the mind first. We're going to be, you're not going to tell the people like, okay, like I give you the example of us maybe closing that border, and then it sounds so big when we say closing the border. It's not officially closing down the border. It's just something that we
hold on 1 second. There's a change in your tone now. You say you are going to close. Maybe we will close that. Which way are you leading my country? Let me advocate. Everybody can talk for them, but I'm getting a little concerned now.
Yeah.
Maybe close that border. Maybe we'll not close that border. Where is this Bible taking us, Rabbi?
No. When I say close the border will be closed based on agriculture. It's not for other trade. It's based on for agricultural purposes. People going through the border. It now officially closed in a way that we're thinking. So that's why I want to make it clear. Now I make it clear on an agricultural level. That's what I'm saying. On the agricultural level, those who bring in goods, if we and Liberia can produce the goods in Liberia, it will not come. We'll make sure it will not come. If we can produce it. But if we cannot produce the goods in our country, if we can produce, like for example, I just give you an example. We can produce mangoes in our country. You're taking Guinea mangoes from Guinea. The people are trading into our country. When they trade into your country, they take your money. They take your money. It brings some issues or problem with your economy. They take your money, they take it back to Guinea. And we are saying that, okay, you know what? We grow mango over here. Let our people grow mango to the point it's not going to happen instantly. It will happen gradually to the point where Guineans will not be bringing mango into Liberia. We'll grow our own mango here. But it needs drastic measure. We're not taking no measure. So these are the stuff we're not close the border that trade and other things can come in. But before a particular trade that we will not allow this thing to come in our country because we're producing it here. In other countries, they're doing it. What we can do it in our country? What we can do it? We can do it. We have our own trade. We can take Guineans. That's our border.
Okay, hold on there, Reverend. Hold on there, Reverend. Let's bring.
So that's why I want to make it clear on that.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Very crystal clear on it. I was just looking. Let me bring in our senior analyst, Koto Jalabalaya, is based in Trenton. He's based in New Jersey area, the Garden City. It's there where they can do printed different things. And I don't want to sound ridiculous from somewhere where it's a basket for Liberia, traditionally back then. I don't know how long you're going to be in this position for us to stop carrying pepper and mangoes on what would be a term of presidency to make sure that. But let me just bring you in here. You're listening to the Reverend. We have the rescue train. We have this liberation, and restoration is coming. I don't know which other Sean will come eventually before we get to 2029. But you listen to him. What have you to say?
Yeah, thank you so much, and thanks to the Reverend for coming. In to discuss his. I think it's an organization, right, that they have established. If I'm right, and from the onset, I heard you guys talking about Liberian being independent and what have we achieved, and where are we going from there, and looking at us as Liberians. I'm listening to the Reverend, and I'm asking myself, is it another organization that is coming in that going to quickly divert to political, positions? Looking at the history of our country, we have seen institutions, even when we see like those who will call themselves advocates, they come in and, we are advocating for so group of people, we are advocating for our people, but then at the end of the day, they then form themselves into a political group. They then form themselves, they want to hire, they want to be held into political positions. And because of that, they look for some way to make themselves popular, or to be well known, where they pave their way through that means. And this is something we have been going through from time to time. I heard that he said to transform. If you talk about transformation, you want to change something from the stage it is in to a better level. And to have that done, it means that you are looking at what is on paper and transforming them. You will have to see where people say laws, like we have been hearing from the legislature. This is a law, and the law is there. And who is making the law? It is us that are making the law. What are the changes we're making there? And we are not just looking at the changes that we are there making, but we're looking at the changes that are making, what the impact is having on the lives of our people. And I see he's saying, talking about closing border. What effect will it have on our people? Did he look at that? And I saw him, I listened to him making an example on if people producing mango in Liberia, why we, allow mango to come from the other country. And from my own perspective, if I see that a product is coming from a country, um, and you want to maintain your product from your country, what you do is to make your product at a quality level to avoid product coming in from another country. Or what you do is to reduce the cost of your product in order to stop the people who will be coming in with another product, that your product will be complemented in your country or acceptable to your country, then allowing the product to come in. And this is what I see lacking in us in Liberia. We don't make feasibility studies. If I do this, what comes next? Like the pros and cons. If I have to accept, if I stop somebody from entering my Liberia with a product, do I have a supplement that will meet up with the demand of what I'm stopping, from coming in my country? And that way I see the problem where when they see a group coming in and they want to make their decision. Are you looking at just stopping something, or are you looking at what would be beneficiary to your country? And when I listen to the Reverend, I think this is where most of us make that mistake in setting out a group. We don't come like making that feasibility study and say what is needed in this region, what is needed in this county, like we call it counties. We all come up with a decision and just like a blanket decision, not looking at every county, what is needed in that county as compared to what is needed in the next county. We make it on a general level. If you're making that general decision and you're stopping it from coming and it cannot be produced in one of these counties, and then you are depriving them and you are not making the right decision. So I thought, to say that. But is it that, let me go now to my question, I'm sorry. Is it that it is different?
You were addressing the Reverend, right? You need to be advisor to the Reverend.
Yeah, is it that it's business as usual? Because we say that we're coming in to help our people, but then we end up being the problem to our people. Is it another problem to our people, or we coming to help our people? Thank you, Reverend.
Yeah, thank you very much. But this movement is very critical. It critical in a sense where people they have to be strong. It's a good thing they have to be strong. But let me clear this out off when you talk about political party. This movement, the vision that I have is to set the pace. If we become a leader in leadership, we'll set the pace to the point where we're not going under my leadership, they're not going to a political party. But the movement will stay. If the movement stay for a long time where I'll be retired, the people have the mind, they have the decision to turn it into whatever party, but the vision remain the same. No. It's not me alone carrying the whole stuff. There will be people who want in the future, because the beginning of this movement, like I said, it will set the pace to the point where it will bring a lot of stuff together, where people, the next leadership will follow. But all of our political party never set any stage that we're following today. We're still going into the same 6 and 7. So when I talk about going to not allowing pepper to come from Guinea, it's not just a statement, but things will be worked out. We'll put agriculture programs, agriculture programs into place to make sure that we'll be able to produce our own stuff, and it's not going to happen automatically like that. So close the border. No. We will encourage our people, we'll educate them. We say, you know what? For the next 3 or 4 years, we'll be able to produce our own pepper.
But
we want to know the statistics.
Hold on, Reverend. Here, let's not speedboat here. You started when you are elected. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to close the border. Now you are telling us 2 years, 3 years. So I mean, so where are
Mr.
we going? So
Moderator,
this,
you know it will not happen like that.
no,
Close the border. No,
am I
I'm just
not?
telling you.
No, I didn't say it. You said it,
Yeah,
and
but
we are on the.
I just telling you where we'll close the border. I said we'll close the border. The border ain't closing the border. We will not just close the border, but it will be one of the things in the future. Definitely, I will tell them in the future. Like I'm telling you now, I say it will may be closed, but before that border is closed, we'll make sure that our people have all the necessary equipment, tools, education to produce all of those things in them because we give them
Now,
time.
now you're coming from
But it will be
dangerously.
no, it will be closed.
Yeah,
Our people right, Mr.
so you
Moderator, our people right now, the border is not closed. But yes, still, we still go to Guinea, we still go to Ivory Coast. But it will be a time we'll tell them. It's like the president said, Torba said. He said after 1990 there'll be no Pusara arrest. He told it ahead of time, but he was putting things into order and they killed him
okay.
because he
All
wanted.
right.
And today we still buying rice.
Okay, good. So ask the question here quick. Like I said, we're going to be picking out a random questions concerns from our all-rounder. This is what Esther Clark Fedris is saying. When are you planning to start this movement, Reverend Blamo?
It starts now. The movement starts now. The movement starts now. And in fact, I got some people calling me, oh yeah, we tired with the political parties. We tired with the CDC. We tired with the UP government. We just seen ourselves in the same old stuff. We still baby in the bucket. We still don't have stable current. We still don't have, and all of these things can happen. I can tell you, we need a radical, not a radical leader who will
Ready?
because we hear that word being radical leadership that way it makes sure that the laws are followed. And I can tell you one, I will be radical, and I will be radical to the point where we'll follow justice and safety in our country. I'm getting my fifth, going to 60 years old. I've been in the country for all my life, and I know what is happening. Our people need somebody strong, and that's what's going to happen.
Did I hear the
And we'll start on ourselves.
Did I hear the Reverend say you would be radical?
I will be radical. Yes, put me on record on that. Radical for a change. Radical for a change.
Yeah, is one of that's the beauty of this network. We have people who really can listen and get a pay. Some of them don't like to call, but they tweet, and we want to make use of their good points. This is what Bill Willie said. Revy, do you have any fun in Liberia right now, sir? And I want to believe, play into the minds of Mr. Willie here. You don't want to go to Guinea, the border going to be closed, mango will not come, pepper will not go. So Bill now wants to know what are the revenue get any fun anywhere inside Liberia? Because if Bill is concerned, you went because next thing you call pepper in, right? The next thing maybe we'll not be getting cassava and all those kind of things. So do you have any fun in Liberia? You want close to get now that
Well, Mr. Moderator, what's happening right now? I just started alone. I have a school in Liberia. I built a school.
Okay.
Personally, I started from there. I built a school up to high school level in Logan Town with my own hustling, yeah. Because I believe in education and I believe education will bring a change. With no government help, with nobody help but the grace of God and my own funds. And now people seeing it, they want to come in to help. That is a good thing. It's a high school, Rev.Blamo Institute in Logan Town. I started just a month ago an small agriculture project in Clay Ashland to train our students in agriculture. We go have I believe in vocational education, all again with my own funds. By the time I've been in America, that's why I just put all a personal fund without no background, without no other stuff. So we have a vocational institution, we have a high school, and we have a small fund. We planted cassava there, cassava pepper. We just started it a month ago. I'm not doing it for political reason. I'm doing it for my own self because I love doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we have a Bible school Global Christian Ministry supported by the church in Connecticut, the New Creation, not the New Creation, Church on the Rock. They're helping educate our people. So we do that by Zoom every Saturday. So I have pest control company in Liberia. So I have a 4 different stuff going in there within the less than 6 years. Producing there, all came from my own stuff because I know by the grace of God when I retire, that's what I'm going to do. I'll have something to do, not to wait on your government to do whatever. Even though I
Okay,
want to bring
let's
that
bring in,
change. Now,
let's bring in, yeah, let's bring in the
yeah,
analysts so that they can have their say. Dr. Malice Jones, let me come to you, Terry, and then Jerry Backham. Dr. Jones,
Yeah,
will you be on board with this restoration? Will you leave this independent voice alone with me and join the restoration since you didn't join the rescue team?
we, we need help.
well, I think from the tune of the Reverend President Philip S. Blamo in waiting,
Oh,
it seems to be what we've been waiting for all along in our country, a radical president bringing in a radical system. It seems to be we'll be heading
I
in the
knew
right direction now.
I knew this was coming.
But
He's
my
always been
question,
the world radical on this network.
yeah, but my question to the Reverend President Philip S. Blamo in waiting is this: do you believe that ECOWAS also support free movement of people, free trade, exchange of good ideas and services? And now that you will be shutting down borders, do you also agree that President Torba had the higher high for total involvement as a banner for his government? Though had the Green Revolution, and President Salih had the 5 pillars, and President Weah also had the Propo. Now, His Excellency President Barker now have the rescue. Now, the 5th one now will be the restoration. So where are we heading right now? And the last question now is, Liberia have been faced with a lot of unresolved problems since 1847. Will a radical approach bring an end to systemic corruption, mysterious killing, culture of impunity? How do you improve the life of the Liberians? You think the radical approach going to
Okay,
stop all these things?
you, you know what? I know the country. Yeah, that's a good question. Liberia right now, if we want to start any radical stuff to bring a radical change by using the laws, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself. Because if I start with myself in a sense where I'll be radical with myself if I'm doing things. If I want to stop corruption, if I want to minimize corruption, I will
What
make
could
sure
be
my records are clean.
what could be a
You
perfect
get what I'm saying?
example? Yeah, Reverend, 1 second, please. I hate to do this.
Yeah.
What could be a perfect example of you being radical with yourself?
What would be a perfect example? How I would be radical with myself is that when you employ people, like for example, if you employ people that you employ, and you know the system, you already know the system, that the system is corrupt. You get what I'm saying? But if you as a president taking in bribe, if you as a president taking in something that your people surrounding you know that you are living on that, then of course they will not. They would not even listen to you. They will want to. But if they found out that look, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example today. Today, this morning, we had some money to pay our teachers. Somebody gave us the money to pay our teachers. So one of my teachers, or one of my teachers, What happened is that I just employed him. He took the money and he never make a report of what was given to him. Senior man, senior guy. I just employed him. Very good educated guy. He never make a report. I asked him 2 to 3 times, where is the report? He never gave the report. I said, if you don't give that report before the weekend, you will not get your pay and you will lose your job. I'm telling you, that statement. And when the guy went to go pay them, I told him to hold his salary. Don't give it to him. Don't give it to 4 of them because they never sent in their report. They had a color day report they were supposed to send. They have their Ghana Day anniversary report. 4 reports. They never sent it to me for me to view it. And guess what? They never ever received their salary. They have to today. They just send a report. Now, within less than 48, they send a report. So I see it working. It's working because if those guys never send a report, they send a report now, and they know I was strong on that, and they send a report. But yesterday I never released the money.
So how did they get that money in the first place? You run the institution. How did they get that money? Are they individuals collecting money, or do you have payments?
No. What happened during the quarter day? During the quarter day, students put their monies together. You have to make a report. Students put their monies together for the quarter days, what they're going to do, what they're going to eat, and everything. Then I, as a proprietor, give them money to add it to what they do. They generate their own funds. Then we help them with that money. So now you're supposed to make a report. Yeah, a comprehensive report. But you don't want to make a report? So they were forced to make the report today. Less than 48 hours, they were forced to make the report today. And I have a more report were comprehensive. So we have to start with ourselves. And I'm telling you, with the passion that I have, if I last for 6 months or 6 years in Liberia, I'm telling you, 6 years, it will be a different year. I don't think a lot of people will like it, but it will be the good thing to happen.
All right.
It will be the good thing. We're messing up too much in our country. We can see it. I'm telling you. So that's how I'm going to start with myself. And if my government official, and I will say this: if you are family members to me, I just need to put myself out there. If you are family member to me, you have the right to work in the government. But I wait on you to set example. And I will set example, and any family or any person that close to me that will corrupt the situation, I will start on you. I will start on you. Not on family, I will start on you. Because I want to get control of the government. And the only way I can get a control of the government, if I started dealing with them myself, the closer people. Liberia people can understand. We come to America, we follow the laws. When we go to Liberia, we break the laws. No, it changed. Around the cycle, CDC, UP is the same old mess. We're going around. They're doing the same old stuff. We're going nowhere. We have to stop it. And I look at stop it. We all can join and stop it.
All right. Okay. Let me break in Terry. This seems to be fire in Soweto. Tara Collins.
Yes, sir.
So, what are you hearing from the Reverend?
Well, I just highlighted 4 errors in the Reverend position that have discouraged me to even wanting to join him, because these 4 things alone discourage me. And the first one is the restoration. I think that my recommendation would be that particular restoration stuff be changed, because it seems that you're trying to take us back to the past. And you talk about closing border, and you can't give a definitive answer as to how you're going to get that done. That also, it remains hanging. All right. And there are so many things. Now you're talking about nepotism, that your people will work with you in the government, your family member will work with you in the government, but you will set record on them. Another thing, but I will keep that for later. But my question is that to the Reverend is that Liberia is like the ugly woman, but very rich. She got enough money, and all the men know that the woman ugly, and they promising what they will do for her. And now when they come to her now, they know her Auckland Bene, they just exploit her and leave her. You seen it? That is how I see that, bro. My question to the Reverend is, how are you going to get this vision running? How are you going to do it? All right. You got a budget of 600 million. You got the legislature to run you around up and down and all of that. You got 98 or 90% of this budget is going to be spent on debts and salaries. All right. And all these kind of things. Debts and salaries. How are you going to get this? How are you going to get this job done? How are you going to do it? What are your strategies? I hearing you talking about, Mr. So ask you the question that, oh yeah, you know, have any political party reached out to you? Because you need to outsource your vision. You need to sell yourself. You need to firstly get into the mansion. And to get into the mansion, you need strategy. That's what the other guy, the journalist, asks you. What are your strategies? You need to have people who have the numbers. Because I believe all the elections that have been ran in Liberia and all those leaders that have won, they won by strategies. Eddie Johnson said he brought President Boka from what they played in, he from Lofa County. Even President Doe, he had Harry Moneyba from Lofa County. And all of that, what his name? President Weah brought Joel Howard Taylor in, one of the biggest political institutions she was belonging to. Now, but Joseph Boka brought in Jeremiah Kuhn. So you have to have what are your strategies? How are you going to get this ball rolling? And how are you intending to address the economical situation in Liberia based upon your vision with 600 million budget, that 90% of this budget is going to be used for salaries?
Good question. You see,
why you can't introduce yourself as a pastor to the Reverend so you can form?
No, I don't want to put pastor inside because I won't be neutral because we're discussing politics.
Yeah, that is a good question. You see, we have, like I said before, our problem is not the money. Our problem is not the money. We got the money. The money may look slow or small because the way we handle the money and the way we present ourselves. The thing here is, how are we going? The first thing I always say is the individual themselves. How are you going to sell yourself out there? And I'm not going to sell myself out there like the other people begging. I'll be straight to the core and tell them what the problem is and how we're going to deal with them. And it's not going to be easy. We will tell you the situation both face, that this is what happening. This money we got is not enough. You will have people and you will watch over them who will help you. If that will cause other people, like people in the house making thousands of dollars and they're not supposed to be making such a money, people have to sacrifice, and you have to be there, and you have to get people from all walks of life to be able to resolve, to be able to help, to strategize, not only for the political. That's why I'm saying it's not for the political party. It's for people, common people, because political party, they will resolve the issue in the political way that will still affect the people. But the movement, it will get people from all over. Everybody can be part of it and say, look, this is our problem. Put the problem before the people and see how we can do it. And in putting the problem before the people, it's not a promise that, oh, yeah, we're going to build you a highway. Of course, those highway will come in, but we can't promise you building you a highway and we have debt problem. Let the Liberian people know that we have millions of debt. Let the Liberian people know how much our senators, our representatives are making, how it's affecting us. Let the Liberian people know. Bring the issue to the people. And let the people say, okay, but right now the people don't know because they're not educated to know.
You say you're not going to promise the people anything.
You got what I'm saying?
But Reverend,
no. My promise come indirectly now.
Yeah, Reverend, no. The Liberian people knows that the senator are way over politics come with interest. If you want me
Right.
to vote for you, you must tell me exactly what you're going to do to persuade to give my vote. But
Yes.
you are coming, you say you're going to bring rest, you're going to do this restoration, you're going to change things. You're not telling us as to how those changes will be effective.
Yeah, but you see, you see, you this I believe mostly in my spiritual way of handling things. I'm very careful. I'm very
Suppose
careful
if
of
I'm not,
promising people.
if I'm not a spiritual person, how
No,
do
no,
you
no,
want me to believe?
no. Okay, if you're not a spiritual person, I give you an example. I give you. If we want to restore our economy, now so if we want to restore our economy, oh wait, this is educational stuff. Go to the people of Nema County. Go to the people of Maryland County. The people that share borders and say, look, you know what? You know why the reason why most of the children are not employed over here? You know the same land that we have in Guinea is the same land we have in Lofa and in Nima. You know that the people taking all of these things, they're taking it. Do you know how many times the export things go out of our border than what comes in our border? Do you know? You tell the people, educate the people. If we plan this over here, if we do this over here, it will bring in more money in your county. You will take more money from Guinea. You will take more money from. We have to educate our people like that. So when those things come, you know what we're going to do, my people. Okay, I will give you the support for I think a year and a half, 2 years. We'll give you a support. We'll get agriculture. We'll train your children. We'll make sure that this is a radical, revolutionary idea now.
Wow.
You go
So
down to the soil of the people. Let's get this thing done.
But
We'll do
CEO,
this. But
this is more or less Valentin Strauss and what his name, the other folks
see-
coming into power, radical, military.
CEO,
You're ignorant. You are using some real strong words.
yeah, CEO, can I just add a Reverend one thing? Even though he's stopping, he only focusing on Guinea. Are you going to stop rice importation? Are you going to stop that? And how are you going to feed the people?
rice importation.
Yes,
Now
are you going
that's
to
a good
stop
question
it?
too. Rice importation is going to be limited. It will be gradually done.
Oh,
It's
you
going
will
to be
not stop
limited to the point where, but it will not stop automatically, but it will be gradually done because the president is supposed to know how many tons of rice coming in the country every year and how much we spend for rice that goes out. So it's gonna be gradually done. But most
So
of
how
our
you
presidents
no no how you
they
going to
even
feed the
know.
people? How you going to
They,
feed the people of Liberia? How you going to feed the people?
I'm gonna feed them. That's what I'm
Yes.
telling you right now. How I'm gonna feed them, it will be what? Yes, they have to learn how to grow their own food. And it will not be one day time. It will not be one day time. We the importation of rice, will gradually will be cut down and will give our people support. Like for example, will have the government farm in all the 13 or 15 counties of the Republic of Liberia will have a big farm that will be there for the government. The government will sponsor 13. All the county will have a general farm. We're going to make sure that in Nima County we have a farm for the government. Thousands of acres of land will be given
Yeah.
for that county. We go in other counties. So in other counties and things, we can seek help from other countries
So
to come and train.
yeah,
That's how we're
yeah,
going to
what
do it
I'm
now.
So
yeah, what I'm gonna say.
you force
The
the people to go on a farm, force labor.
No, we're not going to force them. We're going to create opportunities. We're going to go. Going to create opportunities. We're going to provide opportunities. We're going to provide education, training for them, and incentives for them
Okay.
through the help
So
of.
we are out of time, Reverend. We'll keep having this sort of conversation. That's not the end. I know,
CEO, the Reverend got to come back.
yeah. But what I'm gonna say, as an independent and want to see good things happening for my country, I think you will have to go back, set up specific agenda to the directions you want to lead the country.
Right.
I strongly believe everybody has the right under the Constitution to contest for the higher office of the land, as long as they have that vision and as to how they're going to lead. Election is all about persuasions, your ideas, your visions, and how those visions will be executed. Because when you were talking about shutting down border, my head was crashing. So my town is right to the border. I might want to go across here, everything coming from Cote d'Ivoire and all of that. Now, you can assume for me to know what in your mind, but you can
Okay.
come up with a framework.
Can I say something, please?
I'm going to divide the country into zones. I've come to realize that agriculture is an issue. This region, we're going to focus on this, focus on. Now you're taking a pragmatic approach as to how, and I want to use this number of years, this number of time. But you want to come close, Reverend? You want to come close our border? How you going to?
Can I come in, please?
Yeah. Because it would be
I'm not cutting off. The vision is raw. No, the vision is raw. The vision is raw. It needs to be cooked. And the only way it can be cooked, the vision is there. But it needs people like you. I can't do it alone. I just sharing the raw vision. We can put it in the ship. We can put it into beef. I'm not a politician.
Let me just ask you. That's not
it's just raw. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. So let me put this here. Not all who lead a cause of a revolution can become the beneficiaries of the revolution. Meaning, you start it. So if I come, can we go back on the drawing board, even though you started, but it not necessarily mean you will be the head. You agree to that?
But as long, no, that's a good question. No, as long the idea, the vision, that as long the idea, it's raw. But the idea, the whole team can still be the same, but we can polish around it and move forward without losing track. You can be.
Okay.
You can be. Yeah, you can be.
Okay.
Anybody can be.
All right. Reverend,
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is there anybody wants to say something before we let the Reverend go?
Yes.
Yeah, that Jerry watching back up.
I say, I don't know how long Mr. Blamo been thinking about to become the president of the Republic of Nigeria. And I've been in politics for a little bit of while, and I understand.
Oh my God. Other man Jaliba, Reverend Blamo is Trump part 2.
Because
and you are talking about sending people back to the border. Oh my God, you guys do a very Donald Trump part 2.
Yeah, okay. Let me I know kind of fast man, but I don't know how long he's been taking on this movement. I don't know how long it's been existing. And Liberia did not need massive Trump ideas in our country. Yeah. Massive Trump idea. Thank you. Here's the issue. You want to close the border of the Republic of Nigeria? Even the great United States. Donald Trump tried it, didn't work.
Hold on one second. I think I made it clear.
Hold on one second. Hold on. From the initial state, that's what you said.
Before
you modify.
No, but I didn't have the time to explain on that. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but go ahead.
And the second question or my observation here is all your presentation was it's a movement that you alluded to. Is a movement. But I listen to you. I will do this. I will do this. It's an organization. It has structure. I don't know. Before you came on the air, do you sort? I don't know whether you got consulted or other people who on the movement. Do you brief them? I'm going to go on the Liberian Public Radio today, and this is what I'm going to say, or is something that you just came here and said what you have to say. But here's the thing I want to say to you. Or question. Our tissues is imported. Our tomato is imported. Everything is imported.
Yeah.
Everything is imported. We're hearing you, me yourself. Everything in our country is imported. Everything is imported in our country. Oh, you gone?
All right.
Oh, okay, you stay here. Everything is imported in our country. And you are alluding to that at the border, you're going to close the border. How? You going to subsidize the tissue that come in our country, our tomato that come in our country, our baby doubles that come in our country. You are not making milk, especially Liberia. We don't have the resources in our country to have this thing. So I don't know.
You still misquoting me on that. No, you still misquoting me on that. I'm not saying Dapo is not coming. I'm just talking about what we're able to produce in our. The border is not closed for traveling. We will have something put in place for commodities that we can grow in our country. So you're not going to bring cassava in Liberia and sell it and take our money and we grow cassava over here. No, but we will put in a mechanism that our people will be able to do. We give them all the necessary training and all the necessary way of what support to make sure we grow that cassava here. So we won't be bringing tons of cassava from Guinea, because when Guinea bring the cassava, or Ivory Coast bring the cassava, or Sierra Leone bring the cassava, they take our money. So the economic change starts practically from over there.
Okay, guys,
and that's some of the stuff we want to do.
Let's leave it there. Reverend, make your final statement before we go, and I will have a quick round analysis from the analysts here. We will continue to have these conversations. Let's continue to have the conversation. Seeking for the higher office of the land is a tough thing, and you're going to have this guy. He's one of the rescuers, so that's why he going the way he going. That I can tell you. He's part of the rescue team, and it's like you want to rescue him, and he doesn't want to agree with you. So trust me, even you come by the next time, most ridiculous guy, he's not here today. You're going to meet him. That's going to be a disaster. But we're really happy to have you here. LPR here, we are not judgmental. We always want people to tell their own stories out of themselves, and then we have these conversations. So feel free to reach out to us where you find it necessary for us to talk about our country. We'll be glad to go in that direction. Now, people are listening to you. So comments coming from Liberia, other part. People are eager, they want to know about their country. Yes, change is insufficient by just calling, but how that change is going to be affected and all of that, this is a concern of the people. What is your final message today?
Well, my final message here is right now, I don't have any organized supporters. That's why you heard me say because I don't want to say we yet until I can get people like you. And I can assure you, you guys on the panel, our country right now going with UP and CDC, they playing the same ball game. Tomorrow, UP may stay in there or CDC may come in there. It's the same old stuff. I'm not going to promise you all of this good thing. But if I work with people like you, like I said, the vision is raw, but that's it. I have a good ideas. I have a good thing for make our country self-reliant, because our image changing of two governments, CDC and the political party government, is not doing. It's the same old stuff that we're experiencing, and the same old thing people know about us out there. It's not having no effect. So let us use the opportunity and come together. It's not all about me. You guys can be any leader in this, but the idea is let us come together and form this idea. It's raw. I don't know a lot about politics, but I just got a passion. So you can help me out over here, or help us so we can go with the vision and see it.
To conclude,
that's my appeal.
You have the picture, but you need a frame to put the pictures in the frame, correct?
Exactly so.
Okay.
And I can see great ideas over here. If they want to be on the front line, but they can get our support, and we can move on to it.
All right, Rev.Philips Blamo right here from neighboring Connecticut. Thank you so much for coming here on LPR. This shouldn't be the last time. Don't mind these guys. I told you, right? What are we going to do? You saw Terry on the other side. Terry is a pastor. He decided this guy himself. He now want to tell you so that you can't say, oh, boy, Reverend, you pastor, can't do it. So he remains quiet. One of our
the man being technical.
Yeah, Gary Barker on the other side, he's a rescuer, and you're trying to restore. So he to feel insecure. And we have the rescue model here. At the rescue model, the two independent on the third way. So you know, Dr. Mali and myself. So that's why you see this guy, the whole everybody was just generating and stuff like that. But thank
So are you
so much.
trying to be the vice president for the movement? Because the way
I don't want to be vice president.
or Dr. Mali?
Jeremiah was represented as saying vice president. Who don't want to be vice president?
Okay, yeah,
And I don't people know who they don't want power. Power is good. How
Definitely.
you get it and how to
your journal movement. Oh, I tell you that your movement. Oh, the rev will go back to the pulpit. Oh.
Yeah, but the way everyone close the border, I get me scared. But anyway, Reverend, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Okay, man. Thank you, guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, but I need your help. Oh. I really need your help. Yeah.
Okay. My Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Dr. Mali, are we coming with another? Will we come with our own movement?
Well, I think really we are in doomsday right now. And a lot of Messiah are already coming right now. And I'm sorry that I hope the revenue will come back. But I think Alexander Cumming has almost similar tough approach to Liberia. And I noticed the people in Liberia, they really don't like the kind of toughness. You see, they really don't like it. That's what I noticed in our country there. Because Alexander Cumming had a very good package. But he was perceived differently by different people through different lenses. And with this guy, with his radical approach, I'm sorry he gone. He has already changed the constitution to get it moving. Because he cannot leave our constitution as it is to move with radicalism in our country. It can't work. You see. And the last thing I wanted to say is that Joseph Barker introduced war crime code and the access recovery thing. I wanted to ask the Reverend whether this is not a sign of restoration, because those are good things, whether he really support it. And I really wanted to also ask him whether he's going to support the capital punishment, because these are some of the things in radical package at time, you know. I mean, the drugs issue now, what are we putting people in?
Dr. Mali, on Independence Day, Dr. Mali, on Independence Day, the 4th of July, where are you coming from with capital punishment?
No. I'm just telling you, when you talk about radicalizing the system, there's some recipe in there. And if you don't take on the recipe, you will not radicalize the system. The system will radicalize you. You see, that's why I'm telling the Reverend. You see, because as Mr. Bacon said, he continued to use the word I. So I don't know how many people are going to join on board his wagon. I don't know. Because the people of Grand Jita already in Nima will be worrying for the shutting down of that border. And don't forget, they got a military guy sitting down in Guinea there. You shut that border, he's going to shut it down too. So all the things that are coming from Guinea are not going to come there again. You see. So it was the best thing you told him to go think this thing through and come back for us to have a gentleman discussion. But that terminology he's using to radicalize the system, because everybody have been doing it the same way, he need to learn from Mr. Cumming playbook, where he ended up getting 1% at the end of the day, which was very devastating. Oh no, we got to be realistic, yeah.
I knew Dr. Mali was going to be trouble. I saw this Benedict one or hot tabia this morning here. I knew you were going to be a rough one here. Okay, so
excuse me, CEO. Colin just said, "I drive like a Congo man." These are some of the value system the ex-settlers left with us. Now we have abandoned all our traditional thing. You see, Madame Balaya, you see where she went there? I mean, when you travel, you got to sometimes pack the tradition one side. Now what happening? I don't even know whether we still eating the toboggi here again, but maybe Madame Balaya, maybe she's still keeping all with that. But actually, I eat more hamburger these days. So it's like we really got to go back to status quo. I never had no intention of buying a car. I travel.
Unfortunately for you, I don't eat your hamburger or anything. I eat my tabogi, my kisali, and my stuff from Liberia. So maybe that's
Right.
why I spend more on food than your hamburger thing.
No, but
Because
I don't see the local country dress on you this afternoon.
you but when
And,
today is Independent Day.
yeah,
Yeah, American.
still wear your
So
cultural
I can
traditional
wear
clothes.
Liberty. Let me see me July 26th. Then you telling me that, then it makes sense.
Okay.
But for today, I'm in America. So in America, I have to act like an American right now.
Well, I decided to come as one of the settlers who left their value system behind.
Okay, you see, but we are in it in different form.
Okay.
I am wearing the independent
Okay.
color.
Let us wrap up. Dr. Jones, what do you make of the Reverend's uh, argument here on the road to 2029? What does he need to do?
I think the Reverend were too quick to let the cat out of the bag. In politics, sometimes you don't let the cat out of the bag. They were question here, like he already gave us so many things that he has to already rethink about it. You see, that time coming as a radical leader, I think the Reverend should have kept that on his in his cover. You know, he should have kept that in his, I mean, somewhere, because it's like this movement. He continued to argue that it is not a political party, but he want to be president. I mean, we're not baby here. No, we're not baby here. The
Dr.
Reverend
Marley,
want,
not baby.
no, and even Ma Balaya, she's not baby here. That man want to
No.
be a full president, and he going to preach politics.
Right.
And when they start throwing stone, the stone may enter his church. So my question to him, I want him slow down, because either how you going to move, he not going to go nowhere in any election in Liberia. And he need to ask Mr. Cummins.
Okay. Gerald Barker,
Yes, sir.
what do you make of the Reverend Blamo conversation?
You see, it's almost like this girl, you've been after her for a long time.
Now, Colin's story.
No. It's a different one. Different one. There's a girl in your neighborhood. Your neighborhood. They're adding, oh, I want to take you out. I want to take you out. No, I'm gonna give you something. I want to take you out. I want to take you out.
Is that your past experience you're sharing with us?
When the cafe you put on your head, that made up where he was. Already, so if it fit, you put on your head. But yes,
asking you.
Yeah, that's an interesting part. This girl you been out, she asks you, say, oh, I want to take you out. I want to take you out. I want to take you out. All the time. And she always give you cold shoulder. She give you cold shoulder. She give you cold shoulder. Finally, she agree and say, let's go out. And you go ask her, say, well, what we going to eat? All the time.
Yeah.
You better be coming. Also go out. And you even know the restaurant?
Right.
You say, okay, let's go to your house. You say, oh, I do a man now. Eh? But where do you really want to take me? Where do you really want? So all the time, you've been asking me out. You don't have no location somewhere for us to go. So Mr. Blamo came here. He been asking if, but he's not prepared. He's not prepared. It's something that he been losing, but he's not prepared to be. And let me come to your point. Waka is not afraid for somebody to see him, and a man who in the leadership, because you brought it out, is it because we are Waka sharing whatever sharing you call it, and also we are afraid of Mr. Blamo to come here, so for that reason. No. I'm not afraid. I know about Mr. Waka will know what he's doing. But here's the thing. Torba came out with a radical idea. You know, history is there. If you want to be a politician, study history. or admire somebody who someone came in 1972. What he did, he called out and said, hey, nobody should choose somebody in the hammer anymore. He went to I say Nissan and Anderson. It was a mass execution. Even his own cousin in Bond County, they were executed. That's what I'm asking the question. Liberia going to be a mass syndrome place? It's going to be a socialist country whereby you're going to call everything that people are going to start producing these things? So I don't know what his philosophy is or where we're going to take Liberia. So he needs to go on the drawing board. I was asking, who are the people that you just came here and talk here, because who you consult before you came on the show?
All right. Madam Koto Diana Topalayan, what you learn from the Reverend Blamo?
Yeah, it's like it's like Mr. Bacon just like he was looking at my notes here, total voice from my notebook that I jotted down. We see many of these people that try to come into power, and it's like everybody depend on being either in the presidency or being representative or senators before they can contribute to their country. I see all the analysis. Like, actually, I want to agree with Mr. Bacon that the revenue was not prepared, because if for any reason, like I want to, for me, a politician, if I want to start, announcing my candidacy and have issues, on some of these issues that he listed on the line of agriculture, I will be telling you that, I want to curtail the importation of rice. Because of that, this is the amount of farm I have made, and in fact, I have produced this amount of bag of rice, and our people are benefiting. I want to reduce this, and because of that, like he said, he built a school. I want to promote education, and this is what I have been doing. I have schools and making sure the system, and I've been contributing to the Ministry of Education to revise their curriculum, and on so many things. But I see many of our people that want to see, they want to be president, but have not made all of the feasibility studies and work on what they really want to come to the Liberian people with. And I, as a politician, if you come to me and want to announce yourself or as a candidate, those are things that I personally will be looking at. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? What are you thinking about? But we saw here that our brother actually was not prepared. But I think I don't want to discourage him. I want to be one of those that will actually encourage him to go and like revise or re-strategize his plan, and then maybe when he come in next time, he will be better prepared. And somebody mentioned Mr. Kuman. What's happening now? Mr. Kuman came back again and said in America or where in a little corner Haiti, waiting again for election time to pop up and say, I'm the next candidate. What have you been doing? And this is politics. You don't wait the election day and you come out and say, I want to be this candidate, and people come out to vote for you. What have you been doing toward the election day? Election is started long before the day of election. So I would advise people who want to come and play into politics, go and prepare yourself better with the people of Liberia. Change your life and their form, and in many ways that when you start to tell them I will do this, they will say, oh yes, in the little way this person have been doing that. But I think that's why the Reverend lacks, and I will ask that he go and re-strategize and come up. And I want to say Independent Day again. Have a happy Independent Day to our people. And we talk about Independent Day in our country, like somebody was mentioning. We are Liberians and we came from honor America. We came from honor America, but we have not tried to be like America. We are not blended into it, and we cannot even be Liberians ourselves. And I see even down to our culture and thing, like Mr. Madi was saying, Dr. Madi was saying, we are not blending into society because we did not allow the people to come in and blend into our culture. So we are like our culture have been like diminishing, and I think it's so bad for us because when I look in Liberia, I can I try to pinpoint what culture can we exhibit out there, but it's not easy to identify, what we can exhibit. I think we should be thinking
All
on
right.
that line, to see what we can bring our country because we're coming again. The year coming. July 26th is coming. What are we doing, Liberians? We're growing.
The
So
rescuers
thank
will
you
tell,
guys so much. I'm
yeah,
glad
the
to be
rescuer will tell
here.
what they
Yes.
will be doing. So let's go to Terry Collins. Mr. Collins, you pushed your reverend until somebody got to say, boy, you are pastor. Take it easy with the reverend. Why you did that?
Well, that's the first thing. That why I didn't want the reverend to know that I'm a reverend, because if I had exposed myself sooner, I would have had some sympathy, and not ask the right question to get the right information. So like I said, I like to be neutral, and all of that. But Mr. So, yeah, thank you for the show. Actually, I think the Reverend flung. If I would grade him from 1 to 10,
I know. Oh,
I would grade him. Maybe I would give him about 3 or 4. Actually, to be honest, because the Reverend said talk about border closing, which is completely off. Then he talked about not being able to promise the people anything, which again sounds like my man President Weah. Then he talked about this radical approach that Dr. Mali talked about, which sound like aggression, aggressive leader, harsh leader, and all of that. And there are some things. Then he talked about nepotism. I will employ my relative, but my relative, I will discipline my relative first. You already you already say you employ your relative. Then how will you be able to discipline your relative? So obviously, the Reverend flung. The Reverend needs to go back, re-strategize the idea. Like I said, Liberia is just like the ugly woman that everybody just want your money. So that how it is. They just you got your children, they eat other parts of the world, but you won't come and exploit this woman because she looking for man, you know, she's desperate for a relationship. All of that. Everybody fly
Why
all
you
the
can't be
country,
man? Like, why you gotta be woman?
all our leaders. It could be men too, but
Okay.
countries, when we refer to Liberia, we
what
like
kind
to
of,
give the
who,
feminine,
who were in
we
your
say
yard
her.
example you were using? Sorry, asking who were in your yard example you were using about
And why? But
nothing with you here. You use your own example and
yeah.
you're using different
So
people.
yeah, so that's what it is, Mr. So it's like we just trying to exploit. Actually, Liberia is a great country, but look at our leaders. They all leave the country when they're sick. They leave her and go to different places to go have treatment and come right back. It's all about the money. For the independent stuff and all of that, we celebrate Liberia. Ciscoto Liberia is a very unique country, and we have a very unique culture that blend with most cultures around the world. The food you eat in America, my daughter eat cassava, she eat rice, she eat different soup. She love. I just cooked pepper soup yesterday for her. That is culture. Our culture is, we carry our culture with us all over the world. We are a unique class of people that relate to everybody differently because of our culture. Our culture is not lost. The problem with us is that we are not exposing our culture to the world. Most of the Liberian culture is also part of the African culture. The African culture we blended in. But the problem is we have to acknowledge that the settlers gave us a culture, and that is our culture also. Let you see Dr. Mali. You see his name is Jones Otavius. This name is not a native name. I doubt that is a Bandi name. That name is not a Bandi name. I heard a lot of Bandi people that the name Kotu that Bandi name. You know, so I don't know how he derived that. It could be one of the settlers' children put that name on him when you were there.
Now the
But
country, now the country Congo, now the country Congo.
but all of these things factor in that make him. You see, he dressed properly and he is proud of his dress code and he's excited. He's been saying that for over 2 hours. That means he's comfortable, and that is also cultural.
Same guy yesterday was talking about culture
Mr. Collins,
and this society. It's the same man.
That
Mr.
is see,
Collins,
man. That one I was surprised.
Mr. Collins. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah, it's like Yeah, Mr. Colin, it's like I have no other alternative.
Oh, you see.
Yes,
What?
I have no other alternative for two reasons. One, we have been robbed of our culture in our country. Liberia is more westernized by our value system in our country. You know,
You
I
see,
know.
the
Are
people
you
are
aware
asking
that
me,
you
share
don't-
what
are
they
you
what
aware that
else
you
they
don't-
are confused on it.
You see the name you're using, Terry Collins? Those are
Ah.
two beautiful English names. And
I
he said
got Vonnie.
they travel with all these things. So the question now is, we got to get back to status quo and get these things away. And I was even thinking about something yesterday. I forgot to bring it up. CEO, just allow me 1 minute. You see, we keep talking about defending the culture. One of our panelists on the platform here, in the person of Terrence Collins, challenge the genital mutilation thing because the white man is telling us it's wrong.
Wow, that's
It's
a
a
whole
human
different.
right abuse. But what I wanted to say here is this: there's something beautiful in that thing that we don't know. There are some wonderful things in that thing that our culture hold onto, and they're doing it, but we don't know. But now the white man is telling us it's human right abuse. And
Bring it all to the world and let the world
you know,
know.
Mr.
I come in now. I come in.
Expose it to the world. That's all.
No.
We
You
can't
didn't talk about
relegate this
expose.
conversation. We
You
gotta
say you
go.
join the white
All right,
people
folks.
to
Have
fight
a
your
good day.
own culture.
Tomorrow will
No.
be. I gotta run.
I didn't do that. I didn't
We
join
can't
You
them.
are on the
relegate
platform
it.
that the white people were right.
You hit on your man. He's trying to find way to
Right.
give justifications of something.
No. CEO, we need to have this thing need to form part of the curriculum. So we teach the people about the value of these things.
To
And just
welcome
go
on.
to Sissy. And how Sissy is listening. That's a good thing, but we don't know. So we should not allow the white man come and tell us A, B, C, and then we just follow it. No.
But then expose it to the world. Make the world to understand. Today, people, the white men today have agreed for people to smoke marijuana. Before, people used to go to jail for marijuana. But scientists have discovered that marijuana is good for the body. So why now, if you feel that your culture is good, expose it to the world, let everybody come and see how good it is and what you do there. But you say no.
No, first
And
of
you
all,
dealing with children.
No, first of all, send it to
Innocent children that don't know the right from the wrong.
Colin, first
And
of all,
because of that fear is still in the child. The child grow up with that fear to even expose or explain some of the things that happen to them.
There's no fear there. And
And the only person I can talk about it are people who were never part of the society.
And the white man tell you, say, fear inside. There's no fear inside.
But then expose it to the world.
Let me, you know, Mr. Mare brought up a sensitive issue. And the last time when we tried to talk about it, we haven't had a time actually to say we discuss anything. But for me in Liberia, I was opportune one time to lecture about it. And I think maybe one of these days I will like to talk about it because people don't know about things and they want to discuss it. And I have said it, and it's good that I'm in the medical era and this is sensitive to medical issue. And I have challenged people to come up from the medical setting and prove the negative impact of what it is as it discussed. But up to date, nobody have come up to.
Thank you very much.
But there are a lot of evidences all on the internet. Says
the white man, the white man evidence.
Terrence,
the white man evidence.
They have not proof. What the proof? I have been in it. I have lived in a society with it. I have lived in a country that is practiced. And what they have explained is not true. Because they explain what they want to write down, like what they tell you that the culture of the African is bad, but then they come and impose the European culture in place of the culture. They tell you that it's bad.
Nobody can impose European culture on you. It never worked in Liberia. Liberia is a country with our own culture that have been practiced for years.
Yeah, but you
nobody impose European culture on you.
No, Colin, to be frank with you, that thing has a good benefit.
It has.
Yeah, but then explain it. Explain the benefit.
I'm ready to teach about it.
Yeah, what we're gonna do? We need to find time.
Yeah, we need to discuss that. And I will bring a medical practitioner that would also explain the damages. I myself have counseled people. that were affected from it in their marriages. I have counseled people that were affected from it in their marriages. I can show you 10 persons, 10 women that struggle with this in their marriages. Right now, I can name them. If you want me to call some of them to give testimony on there, I can call them and they come online.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. So,
you're discussing based on people's experience. And I'm telling you that, we came to this discussion where they said,
this is what I'm going to do.
It reduces sexual appetite.
Hello. We got to go. We are in a very open society. And for me, this is not we're open to have this conversation. It is important because the interpretations of these things varies depending who land, where the information land. People get half of it, people don't even get a clue, but it's being interpreted in their own ways as to how they understand it. If it is possible, and we are in a society now, it's not a matter of putting our culture under the bus or under the trash here, but to everything there is a good and bad side of it.
Right.
So we need to square it out. We need to balance this. You can't just come in and tell me say everything good. You can't just tell me say everything.
That's all I'm saying.
But we need to have an extensive conversation, and part of that is those, if they are willing to have that sort of conversation, public conversation, whether they want to do on the audio versions or they want to showcase, it's up to them. We can have that. Talk to your people who you think are willing, and people who went through it to see the good, and we can have that conversation.
Guys,
thank you so much.
I even asked my mother who went through, my mother that born me. I asked her. I said this thing, and my mother explained the whole detail to me. And to be frank with you, it has some good part. Thank you.
Dr. Malik. That Papa won't give President Boyka a heart attack, but we're not alive on the network. This Dr. Malik, Papi.
Not high time. The only thing I would tell people, it should be modernized. That's all for the part of it. It should be modernized because everything that you do, it has to be like Mr. So said, it has the positive and the negative part. And the negative part, if you know,
thank you,
try to
Mrs. Fredericks.
This is what Esther is saying. Terry, I'm agreeing with you on this one. I am shocked at Koto, and because she's so shocked, it was not on purpose. That's why she left the doctor name, Mr. Mary. So because she wanted to get more details,
until we can come to that point. For me, I would accept.
Esther, I agree.
I would accept her for that until she can.
We'll call Dr. Blamo to restore your network.
Esther, poor from there.
Blamo need to be restored.
I know.
Okay, guys. So thank you so
much. Blamo, they think they know Blamo. Looking at it's a real reawakening for him. I don't think you're going to think about this thing, the platform tonight. You play it over and over.
We got to give people the opportunity. We can't be judgmental, and that's why yesterday, when people, it's good for people to see their weaknesses of their side and to say, nothing. I think he's making preparation. We don't know how it's going to turn out. Liberia is some sort of country. Everybody, you never know. You saw the man coming from inside Liberia. I'm a journalist. I'm an independent.
I see. And the man run away.
I'm doing small way. So hey, everybody get their own followers.
And the man run away.
Don't underestimate people. Well, folks, to all our guys, we say thank you so much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Yeah, share the happy holidays with us here. Esther, Fatima, thank you so much. Happy holiday. Ben, Rose, good to have you here. Payment Johnson, own sister Anna right there in Minneapolis. Tawandi, good to have you. Bill, of course. You sent a question to the Reverend almost say, what kind of trouble there? So guys, we are glad to have you here this date. This is Councilman David Bantu. Good to have you here this morning. I'm going to call you right after. Please, my apologies. I should have made that call since you left, but I'm going to call you right after here in a little bit. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening. I'm Alfonso Z, and so we say happy Independence Day. And to the gallant men, women, the president, and folks that are in charge to keep the motherland safe, we say thank you for your service to the country and for all what you do. Today the 4th, so meaning in 22 days, the Republic of Liberia too will be observing her independence. How would that be? What would be the talking point? And what is the mindset as Liberian, as people, as a country? What a love do we have for our country? Have a pleasant evening. By God's willing, we're going to be back here for more programming in times to come. Bye-bye.